back in 2006, the biggest shock was that England selected barely-known teenager Theo Walcott. He'd never kicked a ball in the Premiership, but apparently that didn't matter.
It is a gamble, of course it's a gamble. I can't deny that. But it's a nice one, I think.
Someone said, "Have you heard Theo Walcott's in?" And I said, "Almost Theo who?" And he said, "Yeah, he's played a few games," and I was absolutely amazed.
So was Theo. He didn't play a minute, but of course the experience would be invaluable this time around, and now he was tipped to start.
But the one thing is that he has got talent. And my goodness, did this England team need something a bit different.
Here's the man whose hat-trick launched the entire World Cup campaign. Theo Walcott was the most sort of nailed-on member of the squad.
And Theo knew it too.
It feels so much better than last time. Hopefully this time actually playing in the Premier League, getting a chance to play in the qualifiers and do quite well.
You feel you're there by rights this time?
Well, yeah, of course.
And then came the bombshell.
Theo Walcott has been left out of Fabio Capello's squad. He joined 6 others who won't be boarding the plane to South Africa.
And I miss you.
To drop Theo Walcott, I think, was madness.
Theo Walcott was probably more surprised not to go this time than was surprised when he actually went in 2006 when we all went, "What?"
Walcott's had a peculiar career. The better he gets, the more he's not allowed to play for England.
He gets picked when he probably didn't deserve it, and then he gets left out when he probably did.
So we can only assume in another 4 years he'll be the world's greatest player and he won't even get into the reserve team.
To sip a cup of cappuccino.
Fabio Capello, a sophisticated, urbane Italian genius, a man who seemed destined to lead England to glory.
There's no doubt that he is one of the top managers in Europe.
Never loses his cool, you know, always calm, collected.
But the England job does funny things to people, and as the pressure mounted, something strange started happening to our nice Mr. Capello.
He literally went from the calm, composed, well-dressed Italian to a mentalist.
It was like watching Postman Pat have a breakdown.
Both coaches are blowing a fuse.
He just could not believe what he was seeing.
It was just mad.
But the biggest shock came in England's 3rd game against Slovenia when Capello turned on his assistant, Stuart "Psycho" Pearce.
What do you think you do? Why you look so sad?
With him, he's like that. Get up, sit up, get up.
Shut up in your face.
England on the verge of going out of the World Cup. Capello's playing the hokey-cokey.
That was one of the saddest days of my life, was seeing Stuart Pearce not punch him.
You know, he's a bit of a bully, and I don't like that. I'm very anti that. I actually bought one of those anti-bullying charity wristbands when they came out. I say bought, I stole it off a fat ginger kid.
It's a nice place. Shut up in your face.
Brazilian striker Kaká is the God-loving goody-goody of the football world.
Non-aggressive, very well-brought-up kid. He's a type of bloke you'd love to take home to mum.
And so it was a shock of seismic proportions to see him sent off against the Ivory Coast for viciously attacking an opponent in an off-the-ball incident.
Anyone who knows him knows that, you know, I'm not surprised if he gets a yellow card, never mind a red.
But the real shock was about to be revealed by the replays. Kaká had barely touched him.
He certainly didn't hit him in the face now.
The guy runs towards him and then falls, clutching his face.
It's his shoulder. That's disgraceful.
What's he doing? He falls down, holding his face, crying out.
This is all professional footballers now. Any touch on any part of the body, it's the hold the face. If you did a real fight outside a pub, someone like hit you in the arm and you went down, I mean, you'd get beaten up more.
Thanks to the Ivorians' play acting, Kaká was suspended for Brazil's next game.
We were angry because Kaká is our little prince. It was ludicrous, it was pathetic.
That's right, Fernando, and of course a Brazilian would never behave like that, eh? Oh, right. Stuart Pearce, England icon, tea-sipping, mild-mannered gentleman of the game.
this weekend's a very important weekend for our country in general.
But he wasn't always the softly spoken, temperate chap we know today. No, he was the most anarchic, fearless and intimidating footballer of his generation.
The ultimate hard man of football.
The man is rock.
Which is why they nicknamed him Psycho.
仕込みはすごいね。仕込みはすごいぞというコメント。何か仕込んですごい仕込みを入れてくれるんですかね。
気になりますね。
アンケートレレドどうぞ。アンケート結果レレド。
So when Basil decided to commit to what is tantamount to footballing suicide in Euro 92, he shocked the entire continent.
Madness. Absolute mad. No place for that on the football pitch.
Bowley absolutely floors Pearce, just runs straight through him with his head.
I mean, he's giving him a massive clout there, hasn't he? That's big, that is.
It was an impressive headbutt, but it was an impressive reaction from Pearcey. The way he didn't go down, he just like flies just got in the eye there, you know.
No, Alan, he went down.
He didn't flinch.
No, Alan, he definitely flinched.
Pearcey could have had brain damage from that headbutt. Straight up. Let's get on with it.
He didn't appeal to the referee because he's Stuart Pearce.
The man is clearly mentally unstable.
That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy.
Don't headbutt Stuart Pearce. It's like literally pulling your pants down in front of a lion, a hungry lion, and squirting tomato sauce on your privates. If there's one single piece of concrete evidence that shows that Stuart Pearce is a psychopath, is the fact that he thinks a man walking up to someone and headbutting them is acceptable.
You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut. What is that?
Bowley sent a fax to him, didn't he, to thank him for basically not dropping him in the shit.
There's two incredible things about that. One, that Stuart Pearce even had a fax machine. Two, that he knew how to work it.
I've not heard of Basil Bowley for at least 15 years, so I can only assume that Stuart Pearce has had him killed.
History tells us the Dutch are all about the elegance and flair of Johan Cruyff and Dennis Bergkamp. But trust me, that's all old hat. This year they ditched total football and went for total destruction instead.
Holland was so dirty. They were statistically the dirtiest team in the tournament.
Yes, they adopted the ugly game, and the ugliest of all was midfielder Mark van Bommel.
Yeah, some of his challenges were very, very crude. A bit nasty sometimes. But he wasn't afraid to put his foot in.
There it is.
Filthy dirty Bommel, I think they were shouting at him.
You know, he'd obviously been given a remit to go out and break things up.
Yeah, like legs.
I mean, he'll just forever be remembered for continually and persistently fouling everybody.
He must be sent off. He must be sent off.
Yes, it was shocking he was dirty, but the biggest shock of all was that somehow Van Bommel didn't get sent off.
He's dirty, but he's a bloody good player, so it's difficult, isn't it? He managed to get away with it.
I was at one of the games when I thought, he can't do another. He cannot do another tackle without getting sent off.
Prior to the final, the dirtiest player in the tournament did manage to pick up one yellow card. Not for a foul, but for dissent.
I don't know whether he was the dirtiest player in the whole World Cup. All I do know, he was the luckiest. And I applaud him for that. How he got away with it, I will never know.
Listen, gentlemen!